Well, hello, Bristol. Thank you so much for your question. So I'm going to show you how to draw mouths and work on shading. Now, I'm not really good at explaining myself because normally I just draw and I don't think about it. I just move quickly. But I'm going to try to slow it down and make it as simple as possible to help out any beginning artist. So first off, you're going to start with the shape of the mouth. And that shape, it can be very simple. It's just a circle. Sorry for all the noise. I have a shaky pen. I love this pen. So what I like to do to start off with is a circle. This is like the easiest way that you can start off a mouth. You could put a line in between and then like a U shape and then connect. Now I usually use this method a lot for my lips because I like the this upside down U shape for my lips. I will show you how to do a regular lip with the letter M. I am horrible at explaining. Okay, so for that one, it's 2 on top, like this, 2 ovals, and then you have the big oval, and then you connect, and you go up like a little mountain, and you just curve it around and connect. And so for most of my art, I don't know why, I just like having the mouth open. I don't know, it's a thing. But yeah, so that's how the 2 basic ways of how I draw lips head on, or mouths. So then if I were to do it from, let's say, the side, so I would do an oval, another oval, and then I just put the lines around, just kind of define it, and define it, and it come out like a heart, like, you know, it connects. And that's how I get my side lips. You don't have to make them that big. I just choose to make giant lips. It kind of works the same way for this one, like as this one. So I hope that helps when it comes to lips. If, let's see, if you were smiling. So then how I like to do it is you take like a straight line and then do like a U, a big chunky U, and then I would add the line on top, just kind of off the straight line like this, and then I would go around like that, and that would give me a simplistic smile. I don't normally draw teeth, but if I were, I would just like make a line, curve it around, connect in the corners, and then a little tongue like that. And so I find this works for both this type of lip and that type of lip, because when you stretch your lips, you don't really see that defined lip motion anymore. It kind of stretches out anyway. And if you want it to, you can just kind of like define it a little bit like that. Guess I'll go on ahead and color them in, and we could talk about shading with that too. What I like to do is go underneath, right here where that line is, and just accent it. Just go along. And then if you want to make it look a little more plump, like it just depends. Like if you want it to look flatter, you use less shadowing. But if you want to really make it pop and look like it has some sort of dimension to it, you add extra lines and you go along the mouth like this, how the mouth would normally curve. So let's say if you are, let's see, there's a circle, right? Let's take a circle. If you see how the shape moves, like it curves 3-dimensionally, that's the direction you would head for your lips. So See how I'm going along it? Like it's not a flat line, it's a curved line, and it's poking out this way, and then it comes straight down in the middle. That's the same way how I would treat the upper lip. First I would line it a little bit, not too much, and then I would start making the lines where it's following along the shape of how it would curve around. See? Shadowing is important, but highlights are just as important. So then I would take a white gel pen. I had to find one that works because it's been a minute, and I would just set some highlights just to make it pop off the paper, because shadows and highlights work hand in hand. And if you feel like it's too poking out like this light red, you could just always go back over it one more time, again those crevices, just to calm it down a little. See? And to blend it, I usually like to go over a couple of times just to help it blend and make it look more fluid. See? Helps it blend out so it's not so crazily defined, but you could still see all those little lines. So that's the first one. So let's move on to this one. And so same process, I go underneath, and then I start defining those curved lines so it pops off the paper and it's not so flat anymore. You know what, I'm gonna do the same for the top. And if you guys hear bells, it's my cats. They are very busy during the morning. They're doing their zoomies and running around. So then also what I like to do is a little darker shadowing and shading underneath. I like multiple layers of shadowing. I just think it adds a little bit of something. You see how that just pops off the paper? Just come back in and a little more blending. And then, of course, the highlights. I usually like to pick like a side and run with it, like this side, depending on how the light is moving them. Like lighting. So if the light's coming in from this side, I would put the light or the highlighting on this side. I don't know if you can see that over the pink, but it's there. And that's how I draw lips. I hope that helps. Okay, we're gonna move on to shading. I'm gonna draw a person now. Let's say, I'm not gonna color all the way in because I wanna just focus on the shadowing. So, I like to think that normally, for whatever reason, my light source comes from the right. That was my cat. Okay, so I like to think that the lighting comes from this side, so it's brightening up this section. But honestly, it's whatever side you face your face on. So if her face was facing the other way, I would think the lighting is coming the other way. It just makes it easier for me to shadow it. I just pick a side and run with it, depending on which way her face is facing. So if this is the lighted section, whoops, this side would get all the shading. So normally my highlighted shading spots are here, right above the eye, right here where the hair would be, her tip of her nose, underneath the neck, around the shoulder on this side, under her hair going to her ear, and then let's see, I think that's about it. I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit. So always remember, you know, the darker colors go first, and you blend out with the lighter colors until, you know, it blends out. It makes it look more fluid. I picked a very dynamic color scheme because I'm wild. Cats are having a cat party in the corner. And then sometimes I actually highlight a little under here, so that it shows that the hair is off of the head a little bit, because there's always going to be a shadow under there, but I don't make it as defined right there. And then also, oh, you know what I forgot? Duh, I forgot her eyebrows. She's looking crazy. Hold up. Give her some emotion. There you go. There you go. Now she's got some eyebrows. I'm gonna give her, I'm just gonna go crazy. Purple. You get purple eyebrows now. Yeah. There you go. So, also sometimes we'll put it right here above the eye, because I know I'm about to put some eyelashes and some defining features with the eyeshadow, depending on how big my eyes are. I always draw my eyes pretty big though. Also, I have it under the eyebrow, just a little bit, and sometimes under this little corner, because then I'm also going to flare it out and do lashes under there too. So I want to make sure that the shadowing is under the hat, so that, you know, the hat's sticking off the head. And I like to do tiny little circles for my blending. That. So with curls, because when I draw my hair, I love curls and bumps and poofs. I don't think I've ever really sat down and drawn straight hair. I think it's always got some sort of character to it, because I think that hair is very much a character of its own. It flows, it can curl, it flies, it floats, so it's not just a dead thing on your head, per se. It's actually its own character. So with my bumps, I usually will, because I know it's like poofing, like in circles, so I usually will give it those shadows underneath, so it looks like a cloud, like a poof. And then I go here, and then also right here on the edge, because it is moving away, like it has a little defined spot from the head. So it's like shadow, highlight, shadow. And I'm not like, I don't use just one color to define my shadowing. I use multiple colors, or not colors, sometimes shades. So I will come back through with a darker purple to make it stand out even more. And then under the chin, and connect it like that. I like to think she was a young witch in her heyday, casting spells, just learning, going to witch community college, figuring stuff out for herself. Let's see. So now let's go to this little curl. So when I do curls, I like to think that when it curls underneath, the bottom will have the shadowing right here in this little section. And then as it's coming up, that light would hit it. So then I would go underneath because that would be blocked. That little curl right here would be blocked from the light. So would it help if I drew here? So let's say the light, here's the light. We're pretending that is the light. It's like I just ruined this. It's fine. So we're, yeah, there's the light. It's hitting her. So see how the light would leave this with a highlight. All this stuff would have highlight. This is highlighted. This is highlighted. So then you would think that this wouldn't have any, but hold up. I do not do as much shadowing, but it does get a little bit underneath, just so you can show that there's a defined poof in her hair. So it's something. I'm assuming that this light was super bright and it's all the way down, like it's really bright. But see how there's more shadowing on this side versus this side. And then we have this curl again on this side. So then what I would do is put the shadowing here. And then the shadowing right here to connect it. And then this side would be like really bright. And there you go. So then I would come back in for the parts that really need the darkening. Ah! The pencil broke. Sometimes I tend to press a little too hard, and that's why that happens. So then I would go in on the tips. I would go right here in this little crease and just kind of help it out a little bit. Along here, on this side where it's gonna get a little bit darker. And then, let's see, under this bump, right here. Under this curl right here. Under this curl right there. Along her face, where's the darkest? Right here. Underneath that. So I'm like highlighting, not highlighting, shadowing underneath a little bit more under each curvature of her hair. Just help it lift and poof off the paper a little bit. Also along her face, in the darker spots. And right here in this little crevice. And then definitely down at the bottom where it's got no light. There you go. I really hope you found some information useful in this video. If you have any other questions, anyone out there, any space cadet that wants to know something about art, please drop us a line. You can leave comments. We love to read the comments all the time. And yeah, I am not afraid to answer any art question. To the best of my abilities, I will do my best. But I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe to help us grow our channel. It's a very small one, but with your support, I'm pretty sure we can make it bigger. This is Natasha signing out. Bye.